Amara was a beautiful Nigerian girl with a heart full of dreams, but life was not kind to her at all. She lost her parents when she was just 5 years old in a terrible car accident. After that, she had to live with her auntie, Auntie Ngozi, and her uncle, Mr. Chaik. But they were not kind to her. Auntie Ngozi treated her like a maid, always making her do all the house chores while her own children played and laughed. Amara wasn't allowed to go to school most of the time because Auntie Ngozi said, "Why waste money on someone else's child? You'll never be anything in life." Amara felt sad every day, but deep inside, she held on to hope. She believed that someday, her life would get better. Amara's days were filled with scrubbing the floors, cooking meals, and washing clothes. She was only allowed to eat the leftovers, and sometimes there wasn't even enough food left for her. At night, she would sleep on a thin mat in the corner of the kitchen while her cousins had soft beds. When Amara would try to rest, her aunt would shout, "Get up, lazy girl. Clean the yard." Amara's hands became rough, and she often cried when no one was looking. Her uncle wasn't any better. He would scold her and sometimes even hit her for the smallest mistakes. But Amara had a secret. She loved watching Korean movies. Her auntie's children always watched TV, and whenever she was cleaning the living room, she would steal quick glances at the screen. The actors looked so beautiful, and the stories seemed so magical. Even though she didn't understand the language, she was fascinated. Amara would dream of one day going to Korea and becoming a famous actress just like them. It seemed impossible, but in her heart, she never stopped believing. As Amara grew older, her aunt and uncle became even crueler. They forced her to sell things in the market every day, and all the money went to them. She wasn't allowed to keep a single naira. One day, while selling in the market, she overheard some people talking about a charity organization that helped smart kids get scholarships to study abroad. Amara's heart raced. This was her chance. She saved a little money from what customers gave her as tips, hiding it under her mattress. It took months, but eventually, she saved enough to visit the charity office. When she got there, she was nervous, but she filled out the form and took the exam. To her surprise, Amara passed. She was offered a scholarship to study in Korea. When she received the acceptance letter, her auntie found it and tore it up, screaming, "You are never leaving this house. You belong here to serve us." But Amara refused to give up. She ran away that night with nothing but a small bag and her dreams. She went to the charity office and explained her situation. The charity organization helped her get her passport and ticket. Finally, Amara was on a plane to Korea. When Amara arrived in Korea, everything felt like a dream. The streets were filled with lights, and the people were different from anyone she had ever seen. She couldn't speak Korean well, but she was determined to learn. At her new school, she studied hard every day, and in her free time, she watched more Korean movies, learning the language by repeating what the actors said. At first, life in Korea was hard. Amara didn't have much money, and she struggled to fit in. But she was focused. She joined the drama club at school, and soon, her teachers noticed her talent. They helped her get small acting roles in school plays. One day, after a performance, a famous Korean director happened to be in the audience. He was amazed by Amara's acting skills and asked her if she would like to audition for a movie. Amara couldn't believe her luck. She auditioned and got a small role in a Korean film. The movie became a big hit, and people loved Amara's performance. They called her the beautiful black actress with a golden smile. Soon, Amara became famous in Korea. She worked hard, and her acting career took off. She starred in more films and even got leading roles. People were amazed at how she could express so much emotion on screen. She learned Korean fluently and became a star loved by millions. With her success, Amara never forgot her difficult past. She sent money back home to help other orphans in Nigeria, making sure they wouldn't suffer like she did. She built a big house for herself and even opened a charity foundation for young African girls who wanted to follow their dreams. Years later, when Amara was at the height of her career, she was invited to a grand award ceremony in Korea. She wore a beautiful dress, and everyone cheered for her as she walked down the red carpet. When she won the Best Actress award, she stood on stage with tears in her eyes and said, "This is for every child who has ever felt like they are nothing. You can be anything you want to be. Just never stop believing." One day, Amara decided it was time to visit Nigeria. She was now a millionaire and people in Korea adored her, but she wanted to see how life was back home. When she arrived, she went straight to her aunt's house, the same house where she was once treated so poorly. Auntie Ngozi and her husband were shocked to see Amara. They couldn't believe that the poor orphan girl they had mistreated was now a successful and famous actress. They tried to apologize, but Amara just smiled. She had forgiven them a long time ago. Amara didn't stay long at her aunt's house. She went to the orphanage she had once dreamed of helping, bringing gifts and money to support the children. The kids gathered around her, eyes wide with wonder as she told them her story, filling them with hope that they too could achieve their dreams. Amara's journey from being a poor orphan in Nigeria to becoming a millionaire actress in Korea was filled with struggles, but she never gave up. Her hard work, determination, and belief in herself led her to success. She became an inspiration to people all around the world. And as for Amara, she continued acting in films, winning more awards and living a happy, fulfilled life, always remembering where she came from and helping others along the way. The end for now, but Amara's story will live on forever.